All right, today's Tuesday Tidbit is on what are some tips I have for first-time homebuyers. Number one, never too early to start the process. Start with a phone call, start with a pre-qualification, which is less formal than a pre-approval. That's great. It's never too early to start the conversation. I've had some first-time homebuyers that approach me 2 years before they end up buying just because they're trying to get a roadmap of where they are, where they're trying to get to, and what they need to do if they need to get there. Pre-qualification is perfectly sufficient for that purpose. We can knock that out over the phone in about 10 minutes. Second tip I would have is don't stress too much about trying to save up money for that down payment. As a first-time home buyer, which is anybody who has not owned a house in the last 3 years, you can put as little as 3% down on a house. So don't try to save for that 20% down. It's not a bad goal. People try to go for 20% down to avoid mortgage insurance. When you get conventional financing, which is what we do the vast majority of the time for first-time home buyers, that mortgage insurance is temporary in nature. So your pace of savings is not typically going to keep up with the pace of appreciation for most households. So don't try to save up 20% down to avoid PMI. That PMI is going to be temporary. Most people get it removed after about 2 years anyways. Third tip, kind of in that same vein, is if you have extra cash on hand, do not just immediately start to pay down all your debts. I talk to first-time home buyers and I get them, unfortunately, like a week or two too late. They've already started to tackle this kind of debt that they've accumulated. Don't stress about that. When you have the cash available, we can use it for any different means that we need to. Maybe we need it for the down payment. Maybe we need it to pay down some debts. But we can coach you and walk you through that once we've actually completed the application. And then my last tip that I would have is start small. People get in their head that they have this perfect house. They've been watching too much HGTV and they have this dream house in mind. Don't focus on that. It's going to take you numerous houses to work up to that HGTV house that you saw. Okay. So start small, get your foot in the door in the market, build up some equity, leverage that equity for the next house. You'll get where you want to get to. It's just going to take you a couple houses. Very, 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 very few people buy their forever home in that first home. For me and my wife, it took us 3 homes to get where we want to get to. So keep that in mind. If you have any other questions, let us know. Thank you. See you next Tuesday.